All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Campbell from Autodidactic and Lorenzo from the New Now. Today, we're going to be discussing the overall feeling and underall reason for the event we're doing Forever Free, controlling the matrix and your superpowers. But of course, this can be of use to anyone, and that our topic today is escaping the matrix. So we did a video recently, What is this place really? Check it out. It's on Campbell's channel. And it's been very, very popular as far as the talks we've done. And people seem to be very curious as to what this place is really, which means they don't know what the place is really, which I would say an underlying reason that that's popular is maybe you're a little bit uncomfortable in this place. I know I get uncomfortable just about every day from one reason or 100 reasons. So everyone has some sort of challenge they would like to escape, some sort of weird niggling feeling that something's wrong here. What's going on? Why is everything so weirdly fearful and strangely challenging? And what is this place as we discussed, and how can you escape the matrix? Hey, Campbell.
Hey man, how you doing? Yes, becoming Neo, right? Escaping the Matrix. I mean, and this is the thing, we're told that this world is something outside of us when it's pretty much the opposite, in my opinion, is it's all inside of us and we're just projecting out, this reality so we can interact with it, right? So that's why it's a confusing topic. We get taught from very early by parents and things, and then the schooling system that this is definitely it's a physical world and these are the rules and blah blah blah. And if we believe that, then it's true, right? We create that, and that's a pretty confusing place to be because it's who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I in this place where I don't seem to have choice and everyone else is telling me what to do? So I think the way to control the matrix is to control yourself, to control your thoughts, we've said this a million times before, right? To go inside, right? The way out is in. And, you know, at the moment, especially, but all through our lives, everyone wants our attention, right? The media, the music, the movies, the people down the street, family, they all want our attention and they all want to tell us what is best for us and what this place is. And, we've got to live in reality, right? We get this all the time, when you talk about different concepts. Oh, you're such a dreamer. Come back to reality. What reality? Like that's just someone
Yeah.
trying to tell you that you should live in what they think reality is. But it's different for everyone. It really is. Like this is not a fixed place. Like this is completely fluid and we create our reality, but the less we focus on ourselves and doing that, then the more other people have control over us. And that's where the feeling of, helplessness and comes in and like, what is this place and what am I doing and blah, blah, blah. And we hear all these amazing stories about people doing these things and we're like, well, what about me? Um, so the main problem is that we're looking outside for answers when they all actually are inside us.
Yeah, it's really important to realize that this is not a final answer, right? This reality is not set in stone or set in cement. And I think that's the problem or the challenge I've had in my life, and a lot of people have, is if you're complaining about something on the outside, or you're pointing fingers, you're blaming, or you're shaming, or you're worried that somebody's doing something to you, the reason that that is so solid inside you as a problem that needs to change in the outside is you don't think you have any control over it, obviously. So if you have control over something, or you feel you have control over something, then you're not so stressed, and that you just go do something about it. Right. And, as Campbell just said, malleable. I would like everyone who's listening to this, because we are in our event going to be helping people set up their own personal matrix manipulation manual, which is very interesting. And it seems to me that would be something that everyone who's not happy with their life for one reason or 100 reasons would want to have access to their own matrix manipulation manual or their own life guide. Everyone would like an instruction manual for their life, like how to make a better life, as an example, how to stop the stresses they have, how to move towards something they love, how to change whatever it is they want to change towards something that is more loving for them if they're living in a less loving life. And what is possible for people, which is strange to say because you have to get your imagination working, is that anything is possible for you, and everything is possible, but it's not possible unless you've emptied your impossibilities first, right? You have to make space for something new. We've talked about the recapitulation before something new can be born, right? If you're already full up of ideas and you're full up of what life is and you're full up of everything and you don't have any, imagine your windows are dirty and you're trying to look outside. It's kind of like that. You've got to clean your windows. You've got to empty the clutter. I mean, something also, which is very interesting, Campbell and I have talked about a few times about, the Oracle of Delphi that says, know thyself. What I didn't know until I studied recently is there's two other lines after that. There's know thyself, nothing in excess, and surety brings ruin, which is very interesting. Surety
Very
brings ruin.
ruin
R
and ruin,
R U
R-U-N-E,
RUIN, ruin, as in your life is ruined. Surety
ruin,
brings,
ruin. Yeah.
yeah, like ruining. So that's very interesting, isn't it? So basically, what it says is if you're 100% certain about something, you ruin your life, which is interesting. Like, I'm 100% certain this doesn't change. I'm 100% certain I need money. I'm 100% certain you can't get free plane tickets. We'll go back to that. Like, I'm 100% certain, I can't be free from the medical establishment. And then your life is ruined. And how many people have said comments to us and get angry, going, no, 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 I have 100 reasons my life is ruined. There's 200 reasons my life is ruined from my mother. My life was ruined from my parents. My life was ruined from my siblings. My life is ruined from my medical condition. My life is ruined from my economical standing. Fill in your own blanks as to why your life is ruined. My life is ruined because I have mental challenges, or I have physical challenges, or I have emotional challenges. There's just nothing you can do. And as long as you're stuck there and you don't feel that there's any manipulation space in your manual or in your life, then you've got nothing you can do. And that's the first rule, as Campbell said. If you're saying there's nothing I can do and I'm stuck, you get that. That's your reality. The world says, okay, there's nothing you can do and you're stuck. There you are. Too bad for you.
Yeah. Our mind cannot go away from something. It can only go towards something. So, when we sit there and we say, I don't want this, I don't want this, our brain doesn't hear the don't. It can only go forward to what we're thinking about. It can't go back and change stuff, right? So, and I hear it all the time, that people are like, oh, but this is happening. Look at all this evidence, in the outside world. There's definitely a bad thing coming. There's going to be resets and all these things. And we get a lot of this information, in this kind of area, this niche that there's something bad coming. Is there? I
Yeah.
believe that that the future is not set. It's all just, prompts from the outside world, from those who wish to control us, saying, there you go, this is what we want. So if we can get you to think it and go towards it, then we'll get it, right? And we didn't even have to do much because you guys created it. So
Mm.
this is the thing about believing the world is fixed and believing that anything's fixed, right? Oh my God, money's so hard to get. Why is my health so bad? Why are relationships so hard? It's because you're trying to go away from something rather than towards something.
Mm.
If you want better relationships, you need to go towards what do I want? You need to figure that out. You need to become the person who's worthy of a good relationship. Because I mean, a relationship is two people, right? So you actually need the other person to, you need to be what they're envisioning, right? You can't just,
Yeah.
this is the thing, you just can't sit there
Ah.
and be a bum and expect, this perfect person to knock on the door because they're looking for their perfect person. So, you need to, this is everything comes back to us and what we are working on. And again, we can't move away from things. We can't move away from, oh my God, I've whatever, right? I drink too much. So that needs to stop. No, you need to say, well, I'm healthy. I don't need this stuff to wash out my mind. You need to go
Mm.
towards what you want. And the main reason for this is, we have this thing in our brain, the reticular activating system. Whatever you believe is true, it will show you. It doesn't mean it's true for everyone. This is an individual process, right? Like life is different for everyone. And that's another thing I see a lot is people try and convince you that their view of reality is true. And guess what? It is for them, not for
Mm.
anyone else. Not for anyone else. But this is the world we live. This is the outside world. Everyone trying to convince everyone else that
Mm.
their view of reality is true. And like I said, it's only true for them. Or if they can make you believe it, it will become true for you. but you get to choose, like we know this. People are having different experiences all over the place, right? So clearly what's true for one is not true for another. So, the way to control the matrix, step one, actually define what is it you want.
Mm,
Because I hear so many people saying, I want something different, I want something different, blah, blah, blah. This sucks. Um, well, that you've created that. You've created to put yourself in that position. And the only way to change that is to change what you believe, what you're going towards. So define what you want and who you want to be. I think this is a big one. People are out there and they're like, I want, the car, the house, the money, the partner, all this kind of stuff. Well, who do you want to be? Like that, because that's nothing to do with you. That's just trinkets, right, around you. And we all know that, if you go and buy a sports car, it's awesome, right, for a couple of months. Then it's just a car. It's,
yeah.
it's just right. It's just a car. It doesn't change your life. If you want a sports car because you love them and you're an enthusiast, awesome, do it. But most people are getting their ideas of who they want to be and what they want from the outside world, which means it's not them and it doesn't align with their values. It doesn't sink into their energy signature. And so people just walk around confused saying, why can't I manifest anything? Why can't I change anything? It's because you don't know what you're trying to change it to. That's the
Yeah.
first step. What are you trying to achieve? Where are you trying to go? Who are you trying to become?
Yeah, it's part of your personal. Don't forget, we're going to have personal in big capital letters under Matrix Manipulation Manual because what's personal for you is not necessarily for the next person, and how you get there is not necessarily the same. Although there's obvious similarities to people in this world, who they are, why they are, where they would like to go. But Campbell made a great point: is that if you focus on where you want to go, not where you're leaving, that gives you more of an opportunity of, if you make a change, then everything else just changes behind you. But to add to that, I would say you have to know as well what you're leaving. Not that it's a fine line between wanting to leave something and understanding what you're leaving, right? If you understand it, because and it's not because you need to understand it or because you're a bad person or because the life everyone hates your fault, the past. It's more like to take responsibility or to see how you participated in making your past is very important, because that's the kind of power you need to pick up to see how you can participate in making your next steps, right? It's you. And I don't understand why so many people freak out when you go, look, it's beautiful if you pick up the responsibility of all the mistakes you've made or all the power you've thrown away or all the silly things you've done, because then you're showing yourself you have the power to do something new because you had the power to do something old, right? If you're going, not my fault, not my responsibility, nothing I did, I'm just here, I'm a victim blowing in the wind, then that's the energy you take forward. And that energy gets you nothing, gets you more of the same, gets you sitting on your couch waiting for things to change. And, Matrix, escaping the Matrix, I would like everyone also to keep in mind, to keep in their body, to keep in their imagination. It's a physical action. It's an action of leaving the matrix. You can't sit, just discuss it. Yes, it's good to write it down. It's great to recapitulate. It's great to do all those things, but then you've got to put it into action. You've got to put it into play. You've got to put it into your next step and see what's coming on. I'm leaving where I am. I mentioned it before. It's been a crazy month getting rid of everything. Every day, literally from the time I get up to the time I've gone to sleep, I've been putting this dream down. But for me, that's been the action of making a new dream, because I've seen how I made this dream. I've seen how I made myself comfortable. I've seen how I chose to be stuck. I saw how I didn't think I bought so much shit over 5 years, but then as you start getting rid of it, you go, holy F, like all the shit I picked up, you figure, it's only a few dollars. It's only $5. It's only an extra t-shirt. But then you realize eventually that, as Campbell said, you pick up these possessions and then they possess you. You're going to be very careful moving forward. Something is a gift free. There's no such thing. If you have something physical and you're going to move, you've got to put it down. So it's kind of the same with your belief system or your structure or what you have considered possible. You have these ideas of what life is, even if you're not conscious of them, because everybody, that's the magic. The thing is, imagine we're sitting in potential and yet we make a solid life. Everyone's already doing magic by making their life solid the way it is, right? So if you take responsibility for the magic you've created, even if it's stinky magic, a horrible magic, stress-filled magic. Go, wow, I made this. Woo. And then you can see how you can unmake it. But two things are possible. I would say number one is to empty and make space. And number two, which most people don't do enough of, in my opinion, is learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to laugh at life. Learn to laugh at your mistakes. Let laughter lead. Literally, if you laugh, it breaks the ice, it breaks the stress. You go, holy wow, how crazy have I been? If you don't mind being a clown, even a clown to yourself, you get free of what people think about you, of what your boss is going to think, of what the next person thinks, even what you consider as possible or not possible. And it gives you the opportunity, to take a chance. Campbell's talked about mistakes many times, mistakes. You may fall on your ass a few times, but, I'm thinking it took you 30 years to become an idiot. And I'm talking about myself. So you can't expect, one or two chances and you're going to change. People go, I tried that course for a weekend. It didn't work, or, I tried this, I tried giving up this for 2 days. It took me 30 years to become an idiot. It's taken me 30 years to put it all down, like quite literally. I'm not even joking. And, I'm just getting back some of the information and power and stresses I picked up decades ago, but the effort has been ceaseless in getting back to where I am now.
Yeah, man. As Yoda said, right? Do or do not. There is no try.
Mm,
If you're watching this at the moment and you're sitting down, try and stand up.
yeah.
It's called sitting,
Yeah.
right? I mean, this is the thing. You can't try anything. That's an excuse. But yeah, like Lorenzo was saying, we've said it before. It's all your fault. And unless you can get to that point and understand that you have created everything, in your life that you have now, then how can you change it? You're giving your power away. If it's just the outside world and other people and all this stuff that are, controlling your life, then you're a victim. You have no power. And this is the thing. You need to get over that first and go, okay, it is my fault. I did create this. And once you understand that, then you can create something different because you know that you're creating it already. And we're doing it every day. Just start to monitor your thoughts, like, so many people are like, why does this keep happening to me? Well, it's because you keep thinking the same thoughts. It's really that simple. And this stuff is simple, not necessarily easy, but it's simple. Many people who talk about these topics, so they love to complicate them, convolute them, and make them these big, epic kind of things. Oh my God, you need to do all these practices every day and, spend 12 hours a day working on yourself and do this and no, it's crap. You just need to realize that you are already creating everything. You have created everything in your life. Once you understand that, then you're the creator. You can change what you create. So I think that's a big part. And we've realized when we talk about this, topic, people don't like it.
Yeah.
People don't like it. They're like, what do you mean it's my fault? Well, if it's not your fault, you're giving away all the power. You're a victim. Other people are controlling you. The outside world's controlling you. And so, where are you? Where can you go? You can't go anywhere, right? But once it's your fault, you can go, okay, wow, okay, it's my fault. I've created some things I don't want. And it doesn't mean that this isn't anything about saying, oh my God, I was an idiot. How did I do? But no, we all get told this. We all get programmed this, the wisest people out there, apparently, all the experts, they'll tell you this. Oh no, come back to reality, right? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But it is all you. And until we can get to this point of understanding it is us that's creating it all, then we can't recreate anything.
Yeah. And it's like having no gas in your tank, let's say. Yes, you can sit in your car and intend, let's say, to drive 500 miles away and to dream all you want. But of course, you're still not going to go anywhere until you get out, get some money if you need money, whatever it takes, walk to the gas station with a can, fill it up and come back and put a little bit. But you need to put gas in the tank. And the reason I'm mentioning this is it's kind of a poetic way of looking. You need to put gas in your tank. So if you're stuck somewhere and you want to go to a new life and you're feeling low on energy, low on imagination, low on potential, you figure you have a mortgage and whatever you think is stuck in you, feel like you have no gas in your tank. So take a moment, stop, and fill up your tank. Maybe that's just your first step. If you're not healthy, spend some time getting healthier. If you need to
Mm.
put some stresses down, spend some time putting stresses down. Take baby steps at first. You don't, a baby's not born and thrown into a sports car, right? Or on a motorcycle, right? A baby learns to crawl, a baby learns to walk, a baby gets its training wheels, a baby gets its first bike, a baby gets a bigger bike, a baby gets a small motorcycle, and then the baby gets to Harley when it's in its 20s. Let's say the baby wants to ride a Harley, as another example, and you don't take the baby and put it on a Harley and hand it the keys and say good luck. The baby will be dead or at least fall off. So it's kind of the same when you're creating your new life. Take small steps. Move a job if you have to. Change your relationship. Become more healthy. That's an easy one. Anybody can exercise a little more. Let's say if you're not feeling, like you want to exercise, be kinder. If you're having lots of arguments all the time, let's say, and you don't know why your life has so much stress, you need to change yourself. Not say, oh, if only the world was treating me better. Like you sound like my mother and my wife's mother, then my life would be great. And you see them at the end of their days and their life's still horrible because nobody's treating them better, so they've given away all their power. So if you're more kind, you treat yourself better by becoming healthier, you treat yourself better by being nice to the person beside you. You treat yourself better by not letting people abuse you. Let's say you're that kind of person, and I've heard it before, that goes, I never do anything bad to anybody, I'm always so nice, I'm always trying to help. I don't know why my life is horrible. Well, consider why maybe you're not being loving to yourself by
Mm.
allowing people to abuse you, by being the people pleaser. Let's say a lot of people fall into that role and assume that they need a better life because they're trying to be the good girl or the good boy in life, and then they're supposed to get their candy or their allowance or whatever. I mean, where did that come from? Probably when you were a little person, that's what you were taught. Listen to mommy and daddy, and you'll get your listen to the school and you'll get your, listen to the boss and you'll get your. So that's a mask or a role you play. Come to our autodidactic auto alliance. I'm going to be putting up number 4 of our thing very soon. You're missing bits, right? Or we just put up crack the mask. If you become a member, you can go through all of those videos, and it will take you step by step through your matrix manipulation manual, how to escape the matrix. And as Campbell said, the beautiful thing is it's all you. And that's the amazing thing, that you don't need anything. But man, you do need the determination to put an effort in, to do the actions, because if you, without that, you're just not going to go anywhere.
No, no. I mean, as far as the car analogy, if you put the wrong fuel in a car, it
Mm.
can give you some pretty big problems, right? If you've got a petrol car and you decide to put diesel in it, or you're trying to run it on diesel, then you're going to have issues, right? And the fuel is our thoughts, right? Which gives us our energy. So, a lot of race cars, right? They start off on petrol and they want to go faster. So what do? They change the fuel. They put jet fuel in there, right? And they go faster because it's a different energy. And this is the thing, we can change that fuel. It's people just get so stuck up in the outside world and how can I change this? Look, and they love to point to examples. I'm here because of the government. I'm here because of, my parents. I mean, how could I get ahead with all the tax they take from me? Blah, 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 blah. They're just excuses and it's just giving your power away. And life should be fun. It's just life, guys. It's not so serious. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you stuff up because it's actually good. When you stuff up, it's just a mistake, right? You learn something and you're over that stuffing up, right? You make a mistake, you change what you do, right? You go, oh, well, I shouldn't have done that because I don't like the results. So then you change it and you get different results. And this is it. Like everything comes back to us and what we expect. And another thing that, people tend to have these goals that are so massive. They might be sitting, just making it through week to week and, sitting in a crappy house with poor health. And their goal is to live in a mansion on the beach with 3 Ferraris and the perfect partner and have $12 million in the bank. It's a bit far of a leap to go, okay? You need to start with, well, how about I can make $1,000 more a month? How about I walk every day? and little things. And when we do it this way, we get success because that's doable. And as soon as you see results, then you're like, you can go for bigger things. And it's a snowball. As
Mm,
things go along, things will start manifesting faster and you'll be able to do bigger things. But, it's like, how do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time. You can't fit the whole elephant in your mouth. So, if you want to change, just start with smaller things. Prove to yourself that you can alter things, that it is you that is the point of power. And then it just makes life so much easier because you're proving to yourself that it's you. It's you. It's
yeah,
no one else. Don't play the blame game. If you want to play the blame game, go find a mirror. We all know you point the finger, three are pointing back at you. Blame if you feel like you want to blame someone, look at yourself. Why did I listen to them? Why do I think they know more than me? Why did I let them control my life? That's the problem. And this is what we keep saying. It's you. It's not what other people do. It's whether you take it in and you act on that or not. People
yeah,
can tell you stuff and you can go, okay, I think you're full of crap, or, well, that's really good for you, but you're not me. We need to make our own decisions because if we don't make our own decisions, how can we live our own lives? If other people are making the decisions for us, all we're doing is being the people they expect us to be. And that's clearly not who we want to be.
yeah. 100%. I mean, Campbell, says our energy's thoughts. I'll think it's something else, maybe imagination, maybe it's both. I mean, we are made of thought. I think I was, anyways, for the first 30 years. I've been unmaking that to a bit more of my imagination. But it really doesn't matter at the beginning of your quest. You have to control your choices, whether you believe they're coming from your thoughts or you believe they're coming from somewhere else. It's kind of irrelevant in that the action is what will tell you what's working and what's not. I like Campbell's analogy in that it's not, I can't believe they sold me this lie or they sold me this life. It's like, no one sold it to you, you bought it. I mean,
Yep.
that's the trick right there. So if you ask yourself, why did I buy this bullshit? Why did I buy this lie? Why did I buy what my teacher said? Even why did you buy what your parents told you was true when you were little? Like, let's say, when you're small, you really don't have much choice in what you believe in many ways because you're highly influenceable when you're a little person. That's okay. Like I said, that's why Campbell and I even said in one of our videos, pretend you chose your parents. Like, why did I ask to be so influenced when I was 4 or 5? Even if you don't exactly believe it, it's still a key in understanding yourself and moving towards something better. One of the mantras I use when I'm stuck is that was then, this is now, and now there's only time for a better life, right? Or now there's only time for freedom. So, whatever happened in your past, however horrible it was, and I've heard some stories and I've lived through some myself, honestly, it doesn't matter today other than it's the challenge you're sitting with, and that's the fuel you have. So let's say you had a horrible childhood. Let's say your parents did horrible things or horrible things happened. Wonderful. I don't mean it's wonderful that happened before people get angry at me. I mean, wonderful in that you notice that, wonderful in that you notice this is the challenge you have sitting with you today, sitting with you now moving forward. And however you need to take those baby steps, as Campbell said, whatever, maybe you need to forgive your parents. Maybe you need to forgive yourself. Maybe you need to move along. Maybe you need to never forgive them, be angry forever, and never talk to them again. Really doesn't matter. I don't think there's a right answer or a wrong answer for anybody at this point. I think the only thing you need to do is judge by yourself, for yourself, with yourself, and to yourself how seriously satisfied you are with your current life, let's say, and how much you're not satisfied. Just be honest. That's it. Honesty, 100% honesty. And if you're honest with yourself, then you can start to make some of these small changes Campbell and I talked about. And it takes us full circle to escaping the matrix because I think honesty, no matter what, is the first step in changing your life and thus the first step in escaping the matrix or manipulating the matrix. Because if you're not honest, what you've got nothing without honesty. That really without telling yourself and being seriously upfront about how beautiful or horrible things are. And I think there's both. I think people aren't as honest with how wonderful life is either. The fact that you're alive. I mean, people are always saying, oh, I don't want to think about how horrible things are. I don't want to, or I only want to think about how horrible things are. Think about the beauty of being alive. Think about the gift of life. Think about the fact you can smell a flower, you can hug your wife, you can hug your husband. You can pinch your children's cheeks, whatever it is. It's a wonderful gift to even be here and to have this opportunity for consciousness.
Mm.
Don't listen to the government that just says you're a biological meat puppet that needs 78, jabs up your behind, so that you're healthy and you gotta, eat more wheat and lower your cholesterol and all this other garbage. You are alive with the spark of divinity that was gifted to you at birth, gifted to all of us, had nothing to do with the government, nothing to do with the internet. It had nothing to do with the TV, the newspapers, the magazines, your friends, your teachers. Not, kind of had something to do with your parents, but mostly I think you came through your parents, because any two monkeys can make a baby. I mean, that's kind of just the way it is these days. So, the gift of divinity came from who knows where. I suggest it's very rude not to use it to its highest purpose, which means to enjoy your life at its fullest, to create at your highest, and to be the best you can in your own estimation of how to do those things, not with anyone else telling you how to do it.
Yeah, man. I mean, we can't move away from things again, right? We have to move towards things. And you know, we've got to look at life differently and stop being a victim. If you look at life and you're a victim, that's what you're projecting. And so one, you will put yourself in those positions, but also other people are going to read your energy and go, well, that's an easy target, right? You will play the victim,
Yeah,
and until we really know who we are and what we want, we're just playing we're playing roles.
yeah,
We're just pretending to be these things. And another thing is, who are these people outside of us that we listen to? Who are these experts? Who are these people with all this information? Answer: they're just people exactly like you.
yeah,
So why do we think that other people somehow have all this amazing information? Look, if you meet someone and they're happy and they're where they want to be and they're fit and healthy and have good relationships, awesome. See what they do. Talk to them about it. But, so often we take advice from people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like literally, people will take financial advice from someone who's broke. Like this happens. And when you think about it, it's like that's ridiculous. How could that ever happen? But it does. And the reason is because people think that other people know more than them, are somehow more powerful. In the end, everyone's really just winging it. We don't know. That's it. And how do we learn more? Well, we start acting like ourselves. We start looking at life as a game, not so serious. Test things. Well, I wonder what would happen if I did this. I wonder what happened if I did that. We've all met these people that don't really care, right? You'll go to a nightclub or a dance or something, and there'll be someone out there going, they don't care what anyone thinks or how they look, and they're having a great time dancing away. And we're standing at the wall going, oh, I wish I could do that. Well, you can. Just
yeah.
do it. This is the thing. The only reason they're doing it is because they're living their life and having fun. They don't care what anyone else thinks because they understand that it doesn't matter. All these people that we think, oh my God, will I look stupid? Who are these people? Who are the people? What the crowds of people like it doesn't matter, being embarrassed that's such a debilitating thought. It can just take power away from us. It can stop us, getting into life. Oh, I'd give that a go, but I remember when I tried something else and I messed it up and I got embarrassed. Well, you didn't mess it up. You just learned a way that wasn't
To
the
not
best
do
way
it.
to do it.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's a lesson, right? Do it differently next time. So this is the question: who are we trying to impress by repressing ourselves?
Mm.
All these people that we're never going to meet, that we don't know. And by the way, half of them are probably assholes too, right?
Yeah.
So why are we caring about this? Life is a game. Let's treat it like a game. Let's do experiments. See what happens. I wonder what would happen if I did this. I wonder what would happen if I did that. But everyone's so serious and so trying to look good, right, for these people that they don't even know
Don't
and
even
that
care
don't
about
even
them.
care. It's like the old guys, right, who buy the Porsche or the Ferrari and they drive down the street thinking, oh, I'm in a Porsche. And everyone's looking at them going, well, dude, you don't look that cool. Or, the young guy who blares his stereo as loud as he can. He's like, yeah, man. I'm so cool. I'm playing loud music. And everyone's like, actually, you're a bit of an idiot. You know, like people are not going to perceive you the way that you think you are, but they're outside things. But if you be yourself, if you're the person who gets on the dance floor and dances like no one's watching, then people will look at you and go, wow, look at that dude. He doesn't care. He's having fun. So, it's you get to choose whether you use the outside world to try and confirm who you are or whether you just be who you are. Because the only people who really influence the world for change are those who are just being themselves. Copies don't work. It's like the cool, cool. I remember when I was young, I got this concept, you have the cool kid, right? And that's someone who does something differently, right? They might, I don't know, right? Wear their hair different or whatever it is. There's something different about them. And everyone's like, oh, that's cool. Look at that hairstyle. And what happens? Everyone copies them and goes out and gets that hairstyle. And guess what? That that hairstyle is no longer cool because everyone's doing it. So don't try and be like anyone else. Try and be like you. But to be that, you need to first work out who you are and what you want.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to be alone. And on the other hand, something I want to share, maybe coming full circle in this chat about our event, Forever Free, Controlling the Matrix and Your Superpowers. Often it works to hang out in the right gravitas, the right gravity, in that if you want to stop drinking, you don't hang out with, drunkards. If you want to stop eating too much, you don't go, to the cake of the month club. It really, you have to change who is in your environment because it really does. There is a gravity towards with a whole bunch of people that are laughing and having fun. Chances are you'll gravitate towards more of a laughing and having fun. So sometimes you have to leave a group behind or leave a relationship behind or just hang out with people that are inspiring you towards the kind of life you would like to live. Could be a book, could be a movie, could be a play, could be our event coming up April 5th and 6th in Florida. You want to hang out with people that are dedicated 100% to this kind of change, to learning how to control their own matrix, to manipulate, the matrix through their own manual and to see how to have a better life. I've dedicated my life to it. Campbell does it every day in his actions, from what I can tell. I don't watch Campbell all the time, but from what I've seen and I've watched his life and I've heard many of the stories, he's living it. I'm living it. Do we make mistakes? Millions of them, but it gives you an opportunity to grow with a pause, let's say, because if you're not with a whole bunch of people saying, you got to make money, you got to do this, you got to do that, maybe if a whole bunch of people going, actually, you get to be free, you get to choose your life, you get to play. What's your imagination telling you? Sometimes that will inspire you just to consider something different, just to bring a little bit of light to the darkness, just to help you put some fears down because you'll be talking with, let's say, like-minded or like-hearted people that goes, well, this is how I stopped this fear, and this is how I got more healthy, and this is how I changed this part of my relationship, and this is how I found, a way to increase my currency. You might not necessarily be able to copy them, but you might be able to emulate them and that figure out for yourself to see that something of that nature is possible. And sometimes that's all we really need to know and tell ourselves it's possible to make this change. I'm not sure how. I don't know what I'm doing next. But instead of all those people, that's the ones that still piss me off a little bit, that tell you can't do that. It's not possible. It's not possible. All these comments, that tell, it's like, F off already. Maybe for you it's not possible, but why do you need to tell other people, they have to be miserable too? To me, that's the worst possible thing you can do to someone. I'm miserable, so you have to be miserable.
Mm,
Everyone has to be miserable.
yeah.
No, 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 they don't. You leave people alone in their misery, even if it's your closest cohort, companion, friend, wife, husband, child, parents, workers, doesn't matter. They want to live in their misery. Sometimes you have to go, all right, basta, which in Spanish is that's enough. I'm going to go this way, even if I'm lonely, even if people laugh at me, even if I'm the clown. For me, it's more important that my life is exactly and inspired the way I wish it to be.
Yeah, man, misery loves company. People, and it's really just all, an excuse to not change because change can be hard, right? Doing the same thing is comfortable, but staying in a comfort zone, you're just going to stay in a comfort zone and nothing's going to change. So, if you're one of these people that like we say things and you're like, how dare you? Can't you see the government? Don't you know about what they're doing? Don't you know about the children? Tax is illegal. Look, that's only true for you. So, like Lorenzo said, why would you try and talk other people into that, especially if you're not happy?
Yeah, I know it's
Why not try and inspire people? And why not go, well, maybe I'll give it a go. What I've been doing hasn't been working. Maybe I'll try something different. Because again, right, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You need to do something different if you want something different to come. You need to change yourself if you want things to change. Like you can't try and move the outside world around and expect that to change your life. And this might, it is scary, I guess, because we're taught that we should be around people and that we should have the support of the outside world. And people might think, oh, if I get rid of my friends, the bad influence friends, well, what will I do? I'll tell you what you'll do. You'll be better, and new friends will just appear.
Mm,
When we start being true to ourselves and we get defined of what we want, people pop out of the ether. And I have experienced this so many times in the last, especially 4 years. You just have an idea and you're like, oh, how do I do this? I'm not sure, but I'm focusing on it. Someone will pop out and go, well, I know how to do this. And you'll be like, oh my God, that's
thank you
exactly what
so
I
much for
need.
helping me.
Yeah, this is how it works because it's energy, it's who we are and who we project that people see and connect with. So what's that saying? Get your best friends together, look to the left, look to the right, and you're basically the average of those people.
Mm,
So that's another thing. Who are you hanging around? Are they inspiring you or are
mm.
they dragging you down? Are they telling you that you can be everything that you want to be, or are they telling you to live in reality? Come on, man. Why do you think you can do that? No, look at me. Just stay with me because then I'll feel better on my couch doing nothing if you're there as well, because then there'll be two of us doing nothing. I don't know why that means anything, but a lot of people seem to think that it's important in some way, right? So, we've got to be courageous too, right? We've got to trust ourselves and trust the process and give it a go. Just give it a go. Most people don't even give it a go. They don't try
Give it
to
a go.
try. And another thing is really, a good place to start with change is be grateful.
Ah,
Bit of gratitude. Look at what you have that's good rather than looking at what you have that's bad. This is that thing that we can only go towards things, not away from things. So if you're sitting there going, "Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad," all you're doing is telling your mind, your reticular activating system, to show you more of the bad. Like because it can't go away from how can your mind go away from something? Like what's there? You've got to tell it where you're going, right? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the GPS. I don't want to be there, so let's go. And the GPS is like, well, where the hell are we going? I don't know. We could end up anywhere, you know? So this is the thing. Decide that you're going towards something, not away from something. Decide that you're becoming something,
Mm,
right? That you're not, manipulated and you're stuck because of outside influences and have fun with it. Give it a go. Look around. What have you created already that's awesome? Because we've
mm,
all got good stuff, but the problem is we don't focus on it, and so it kind of diminishes in its energy, right? Especially if we're focusing on the bad stuff. All that does is give us an excuse to not try. Oh, I tried this before and it didn't work. Awesome. So
awesome.
you've learned a way that doesn't work. Try another way, right? And don't give up. Again, there is no try. Like how many times will a baby try and walk? What is it, 10, 20? No, it's as many times as it takes
Yeah.
for it to walk. Like you don't see a parent and they're like, oh, well, my baby tried to walk 15 times, but it couldn't, so it's just going to crawl for the rest of its life.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing that
It's
you
a great
can't.
example.
Yeah, you can't give up. You've got to keep going. And if you're finding lots of ways that don't work, that's good as well. As long as you're not repeating those, right? And you're learning the lesson, then it's not a mistake, it's a mistake. And a mistake just means you can try again. Take two.
Just keep doing it, and then eventually you'll find a way. And that's really
Hmm.
the and try the unusual, be daring. Don't care if people laugh at you. And, join us for our event if you want to work with people that are like us. You can come and see things on our locals where we're sharing stuff even right away. Our 9 hidden secrets, it's going up one at a time, once a week. I'm going to put up number 4 very soon, maybe even today or tomorrow, for the members. And, we'd be delighted to see you there. And if you can't make it, we'd be delighted to see you on our videos and to share and to see how you can do it. Because all I can say, here's where I'm going to leave it today, since I got to get up to clean and move my life. I'm actually dropping everything here in my existence. I'm sitting on the floor, having moved everything out of my house right now, because in case anyone's wondering, it's actually pretty comfortable down here doing this video with Campbell, simply because I want to share this information as I'm in the midst of putting my old life away, clearing, recycling, garbaging, trading, putting to where they belong, everything, so that I can move towards. And sometimes what Campbell said is right. Sometimes you don't know where you're going. Maybe it's an abstract notion. I'm going towards a better life. I'm going towards a happier life. I'm going towards a healthier life. I'm going towards better relationships. I'm going towards a physical location that is more inspiring than one that it's full of the doldrums of my old life. Sometimes you're going towards an abstract at the moment, new way of being alive, and that's okay, because if it's the unknown, in some ways, it kind of has to be a bit abstract until it becomes solid. When you're a baby, you don't know what you're going to be like till you grow up. We'll go with that analogy again. So go towards it, see what's coming, enjoy. If you fall down, laugh, get up, do it again, put on a band-aid, whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, and don't end up that old person on a bed going, if only I didn't care what other people thought.
Mm,
Look at the life I've had, and all I did was what I thought other people wanted me to be. And of course, we're always wrong. We don't know what other people are thinking. So why not take a chance and be the person to inspire others, be the one who actually makes a change? I mean, we've got the rest of our lives, however long that's going to be. So you can choose to stay in the same spot and go round and round in circles and blame the world, and that's your choice. If you want to do it, go for it. It's your choice. But just, understand that nothing's going to change because every thought you're thinking is keeping you in the same place. The only constant is change. But if you're constantly thinking the same thoughts, things are just changing to the same thing,
mm.
right? You need
And
to
you're
think something different.
and you're still
Um,
getting older. Yeah. So
you're just getting older, right? Older, older. So yeah, like guys, links below. Our locals channel. Come and join us. Once Lorenzo gets settled in Canada, then we're going to be
perhaps.
doing the weekly Zooms that you can all jump on, and we'll have discussions and things, so we can talk about things that are more personal to you. And of course, Florida. If you are in the US, especially I guess on the East Coast, we're going to be northern Florida, up near the border of Alabama and Georgia. And we're going to have a 2 day event. We're going to be discussing these things. And we are announcing soon, it's not up yet, but we're going to have an extra day where we're going to basically do a walking tour. So this is going to be a bit more to do with, history, the old world. We're going to go check out some a Star Fort and some old buildings and have a lunch and just, walk and talk basically. So, you'll be able to get in our ear if you've got any questions, about these topics that we're talking about. Or if you just want to, come and say hello, check out some Star Forts, have a good day. We're going to be doing all that too. So that'll be added soon. I have to go away and make
Yeah, there's a
the
link
email
below.
for
There's a link below
that.
to the events page. So we
Yeah,
already discussed it a little bit. Campbell's gonna make it official very soon. Our
yeah,
email's there if you want to get on the list. Send me an email and we'll get back to you when it's ready.
yeah,
But all the details on the event are already in the link below. Forever free. You can go to the page. I put up a whole bunch of information. In fact, I put up all the information, and I've also laid out the 2 days. There's going to be 8 courses taught for each day, April 5th and 6th, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, with an up to 2 hour discussion, Q&A demonstration at the end of each day to be more specific for people. So this is
mm,
for the Saturday and Sunday, April 5th and 6th. 8 topics. They're there, all related to what we're talking about. It's on the event page. And April 7th, as Campbell said, will be more of a casual walk and talk and greet and enjoy the day. So come for all three. You can just come for the last one if you want, although we're limiting it to 30 people. So it's not an overwhelming crowd of walking around. The costs are on the page, and yeah, the details are going up all the time. So we'd love to see you there, and it's coming up soon.
yeah, man. So if you want something different, probably time to do something different, right? So all the links below. Come and join us. Check out our locals auto alliance. You can join for free, or there is a paid section, which, like I said, we're going to be doing Zooms and getting more personal. But yeah, if you want 2025 to be a different year, if you're actually ready to make a change, ready to do something, then we would love to see you there. You can ask us specific questions. We'll go through all the things and let's do it, right? We're here. We're in 2025. Things are changing pretty quick, and it's already the end of February, right? Like if you don't start doing something now, you're going to blink and it's going to be 2026, which has probably happened every year for the last 4 years at least, right?
Exactly.
Like we just tend to waste this time. But when we're on a mission to change things to become better, time does tend to slow down. We get more excited. Our energy rises. People look at us and go, "Oh, what's that person doing? Why aren't they sad?" So if this is something you want, if you want to learn some new techniques, get some answers to questions, and just basically make a change, then check out the link below. Come join us in Florida, and we'd love to have you there.
All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much for being here.
And yes, we'll talk to you on the next upload. And leave us comments, give us a like, all that stuff. But yeah, let us know, what do you want to achieve this year? Write it below. And it's good to write things, that tells ourselves what we want. But you can also inspire other people as a byproduct, right? So let us know, what's 2025 going to bring for you that's much more awesome than where you are right now.
Hmm.
Yes, and we'll talk to you all on the next upload, and we'll see you in Florida.
Bye for
Bye
now.
now.